what's up? So today this is phosphine ligand about which we are going to study. This video of metal pi complexes include phosphine introduction, its bonding and some of the solved CSIR net questions. Let's cooperate and please watch the complete video. So we are going to discuss each and every important thing about phosphine ligand. So students, phosphine generally is a gas. It is a colorless gas. It is highly toxic, having garlic smell, and phosphine is highly reactive. One important property that it is soluble in CS2, less soluble in water and more soluble in CS2 and any other organic solvent. So this is phosphine pH3. When we replace this H atom one by one with any other group like R, so here we replace one H atom, here 2, here 3. So it is primary phosphine, it is secondary, and this is tertiary phosphine. And here importance of phosphine as ligand is in tertiary phosphine. So this is tertiary phosphine having the similar structure like NH3 pyramidal structure. So due to lone pair of electron, it is strongly nucleophilic and act as monodentate ligand. Due to its property and these lone pairs, the PR3 yani tertiary phosphine make complexes with many transition metals. So here is bonding, that is our main topic of today, that what is the reason of bonding between phosphine and metal atom in any complex. So this is our metal atom and this is phosphine atom. This phosphine is in sp3 hybridized state. Here 4 ligands, sp3, one is lone pair, this is lone pair. So it is sp3 hybridized. So first of all, it forms sigma bond, and how it is formed? We know metal have empty d orbital and phosphine have filled orbital due to lone pairs. So first of all, this phosphine having lone pairs donate its lone pair to metal atom. Here is lone pair, so it donates its lone pair to metal atom and filled the empty d orbital of metal and form sigma bond. So it is called coordinate bond because complete transaction of metal from one atom to another atom. So sigma bond is formed here because lone pair is donated by phosphorus to metal atom. So it is donation of electrons from phosphorus to metal and form sigma bond. So this is the first thing about bonding, that it forms sigma bond by donation of lone pair to metal atom. Now secondly guys, this metal atom has empty d orbital, but it also have filled d orbital. It has filled d orbital, and phosphorus have empty d orbital. Both have empty and filled orbitals. So after that, first of all, this phosphorus donate its lone pair to metal atom. Then metal atom electron density increased, and due to filled d orbital of metal, it donates its electron to empty d orbital of phosphorus. Now metal donate to phosphorus. In first case, phosphorus donate to metal. So now this metal donate to phosphorus. So it back donates to phosphorus. That's why it is called back bonding. And pi bond is formed here. So for again, this is filled d orbital of metal and these are empty d orbital of phosphorus, and electron is donated from metal to phosphorus and form pi bond here. So here is a double bond character between metal and phosphorus, because first of all phosphorus donate and form sigma bond, and then metal donate back to phosphorus and form pi bonding here. So due to back pi bonding, the strength of MP bond increases due to back bonding. We know very well, and in previous videos we discussed the bonding in metal carbonyl and metal nitrosyls. So from there, here strength of metal and phosphorus increases due to back bonding. So to summarize all these concepts, let's revise. Sigma bond donor, that phosphine is a sigma bond donor and also a pi bond acceptor. Both these properties have phosphine. So sigma bond donor because lone pair donate to metal empty d orbital, and pi acceptor as it accept electrons into its d orbital, so it also a good pi bond acceptor. So now this is the bonding in phosphine ligands when it is connected with any metal atom. Now here this is phosphine, but when these H are replaced by another groups like R, so there are some changes in its properties. So let's discuss what are the changes. It is PR3. So here R group is either इलेक्ट्रॉन डोनेटिंग ग्रुप और इलेक्ट्रॉन विदड्रॉइंग ग्रुप, यानी इलेक्ट्रॉन डोनेटिंग भी हो सकता है और इलेक्ट्रॉन विदड्रॉइंग ग्रुप भी हो सकता है. सो इफ आर ग्रुप इज इलेक्ट्रॉन डोनेटिंग लाइक CH3 इज इलेक्ट्रॉन डोनेटिंग, यानी इट रिलीज इलेक्ट्रॉन्स टू फॉस्फोरस. इफ इट इज इलेक्ट्रॉन डोनेटिंग ग्रुप then it donate electron density to phosphorus and increase of electron density on phosphorus occurs. So as electron density on phosphorus increases, so donor ability of phosphorus to metal atom increases because it have more electron density. So its donor ability to metal atom increases due to electron donating group attached on phosphorus atom. And if donor ability increases, so back bonding decreases. Why back bonding decreases? Because it has enough electron density and need not more electron density from metal atom. So back bonding decreases due to electron donating groups. Second is electron withdrawing group. This is electron withdrawing group F attached to phosphorus. So it withdraw electron density from phosphorus. If electron density withdraw, then decrease of electron density on phosphorus occurs, and decrease of electron density decrease its donor ability to metal atom because it have deficiency of electron density due to F atom. So its donor ability decreases, and due to decrease in donor ability, back bonding increases because its accepting tendency increases and donor ability decreases. I hope guys आपको समझ में आ रहा है. So there are many question arises from this topic phosphine. So for simplicity, I tell you a order of donor ability of phosphine ligands. That first one is alkyl. We are talking about donor ability of phosphine. Alkyl have more donor ability than aryl, then alkoxide, and then halide, because alkyl have electron releasing groups, and electron releasing groups we know very well increase donor ability of phosphine due to increase on electron density, and halides are electron withdrawing. So halides withdraw electron density, so it decreases its donor ability. So this is the order you must learn: alkyl, aryl, these type of groups, alkoxides, OCH3 type, halides. Now see question. Find the order of donor ability of P. These are options. We have to find out the order of donor ability. So it is PMe3. This is alkyl. It is PH, Me, Me. And on going forward, it is here is 3 Me groups, here 2, here 1, and here no Me group. So alkyl group increase donor ability. More the number of alkyl groups, more the donor ability of phosphine ligand. more the donor ability of P, phosphorus atom. So this have more donor ability than this one, and then this one. So students, this is the question from CSIR NET 2018. Here we have to find out the acceptability order of phosphorus atom. These are our options. So this is alkyl, aryl, alkoxide and halide. I already told you the order of donor ability. So this is the order of acceptability, which is the reverse of donor ability order. So guys, acceptability increases when electron density on phosphorus atom decreases. So electron density decreases, it have more tendency to accept electron from metal, and its accepted tendency increases. So first one is PF3, then alkoxide, then aryl, and then last one alkyl group. So these are very important questions you must know about phosphine or phosphine ligands. So friends, here one more question from CSIR NET exam. We have to tell order of stretching frequency of CO in these complexes. I already told you about stretching frequency in my carbonyl bonding video. So first of all, you watch that video. Link I given you in description box. So come to question. These are complexes. So what is the difference between these complexes? Difference is the R group. R group is different in all cases. Here is F, here is alkoxide OMe, PH, and here is pyridine. So guys, if we draw these complexes in this way, this is PR3. So what is the order of stretching frequency? We know stretching frequency is directly proportional to K, means bond strength. Okay. Now see carefully, if PF3 is present in the place of PR3 here, so F is highly electronegative, so it withdraw electron density from this one. Its accepted tendency is high, but donor ability is very poor. So guys, if it accept electron from central metal atom MO, then electron density on this metal atom decreases, and then back bonding between this metal atom and carbonyl ligand become very poor due to deficiency of electron density on this metal atom. So if back bonding is not so good between metal and carbonyl, then back bonding is decreases and this bond become weak. And if metal carbon bond become weak, then bond between CO become strong. So if CO bond strengthen, have more strength due to less back bonding, then it have high stretching frequency, because bond strength is directly proportional to stretching frequency. That's why PF3 complex have high stretching frequency. And in other cases it is alkoxide, it is aryl group, and this is pyridine. So donor ability in PPH3 is higher than that of alkoxide. That's why stretching frequency is less in this case. And you will compare all these in this way, that I will told you that electron releasing group here decreases back bonding and electron withdrawing group increases back bonding. So guys, many of the very important questions you do with these tricks. I hope you like my video. So please subscribe my channel guys. And please, one more information for MSc students, that please subscribe my Telegram channel with the name MSc Chemistry full 2-year notes for all handwritten notes of MSc. So thank you so much guys.